welcome to my talks on project management. This is the last in the series, and today we'll be talking about both stages of an implementation for a project, but also project closure and how we cover those features. Okay, so during implementation, all project managers have to remain within their guidelines, and the measure that is used is something called the iron triangle. The triangle consists of three sides with boundary constraints on time, cost and scope. Anything that moves beyond those boundaries is a creep on scope, for example, is over budget on the cost, or is delayed on the time. So what project managers do is try to maintain their deliveries within specifications. So they'll try to maintain a margin which gives them some risk contingency. That's great, and it allows them to essentially trade time, cost and scope on deliverables within the project. What you don't want is over budget running beyond the boundary that's been set. What you're now trying to do is ensure that risk of that impact taking place is reduced and returns the delivery to somewhere within that area. So that's a delay, a cost overrun might be up here, and again you'll plan some risk recovery action to take you back within the allowable boundaries. Equally, scope could start to creep, so instead of having just the must requirements, you might start to incorporate some of the coulds, shoulds and woulds, and what you're attempting to do is make sure that you return, by managing the risk, likelihood and probability that won't happen on your project. Okay, so this is essentially something called control for implementation. And it's a good way to visualize that particular process. It's all to do with regular reporting and regularly understanding what's moving away from within the boundaries of the project and moving outside. Sometimes the banded area is called tolerance. So that's a useful word. When you hear it, it means that there's some facility for the project manager to move beyond the very tight constraints of what's in the project itself. So that's during implementation, but the reporting afterwards we've got to look at as well, because there we want to be able to review what's gone on in the project, and what we really want to understand is what the quality of the scope is. And you do the review post-implementation during the closure phase. Okay, so the way to do the review is if we refer back to the second set of diagrams that we used in this series, we mentioned that we had some must-have requirements on the links. So we label them M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6. So that's what we're trying to achieve, and we know that two customers were involved. Customer 1 and Customer 1 expected a quality delivery at M4, and Customer 2 expected the quality of delivery at M6. So okay, these M's reflect a process, a path through the SIPOC chart, so therefore what may also contribute to less quality at that point may be the preceding steps. So for Customer 2 it's M5 through to M1. For Customer 1 it's M3 through to M1. Yeah, so those could contribute to poor quality. If we draw the box, then now we have a framework where we can conduct a review against mandatory requirements, those that must be achieved, and whether the quality is adequate to provide the essential process that's going to improve the business, to give it the business benefit. Okay, I'm DC. Hope you've enjoyed this talk on project management. Now you need to read and debate online some of the issues concerning this. Thank you very much.